Welcome to today's podcast on Decrease the Depression. I'm Madison Gallegos, and today's episode is The Science of Caring. In July of this year, I created the health campaign Decrease the Depression in order to help young teens and adults that were suffering from their own mental health. I knew that maybe if I began something small, I would at least be able to help these young teens by providing a listening ear each week on this podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about the science of caring. The topic goes way deeper than depression within the entire realm of mental health. It has to do with the cure for what many people are suffering and experiencing through, and the solution that others may have to be willing to provide in order to decrease suicide rates that are linked with depression. So, here's a story in regard to that. A couple years ago, I had the opportunity to go to a downtown area within my own city of Tulsa, Oklahoma. I was going there to serve the homeless at an event called Night Lights. I very clearly remember sitting down and speaking with an older man who introduced himself to me and my friend and began to tell us his story. He explained all of the trials that he had experienced due to his mental health and that he was suffering at the moment from depression. He explained to my friend and I that he never experienced anything like he was where he was at that moment. That everything had started from simple things, like the lack of friendships and family relationships in the beginning, which later began to abandonment, and even further down the road, unfortunately, drugs, which all led him to lose his job and become homeless. He expressed how he felt like he needed to receive help after losing everything, and that the organization that we were at, Nightlights, was a place where he felt like he was at home, where he was heard, even if it was by strangers each and every day. So, my point is that people are around us every day who are experiencing trials that may be as serious as depression or even the beginning of a mental health illness. As individuals around each other, we can take the responsibility to be a friend to them or do a mental health check-in with them in order to make a small difference. A little will always go a long way. So I'm here today to ask you one question. What are you going to do to decrease the rising rate of depression and suicide within young adults and teens? There are people around us every single day that are suffering, and we may not even realize it. It may be our coworkers, our family members, our close friends, or even friends that we haven't connected to in a really long time. I'm a strong believer in prompting, so my personal advice would be to always listen to your gut and go through it. Some of the simplest acts of kindness can change someone's life. So, I invite you, if you or a loved one are experiencing thoughts of suicide or depression, there is a helpline number that is available for anybody at 24/7 to contact and explain anything you may need. The number is 800-273-8255. And that's the science of caring. Thank you so much for listening. Bye-bye.